This video chart presentation is Zogenix Inc. It's a NASDAQ-listed stock trading ticker ZGNX. We actually just did this chart back here in August. Typically we don't try and do repeats of charts, but when I saw this play, I just wanted to revisit it again to show how long a chart can trade in a channel, especially when it's trying to find a bottom. And also take note that here over the last month, it looks like it's trying to finally start to make some higher lows and even some slightly higher highs as the Bollinger Bands are tightening up even more. So this is the chart we want to pay attention to see if it finally does have that breakout in it, or if by some chance it's just going to crash and finally fall through support and just really destroy the chart from a technical perspective as a bottom play. One thing that we like about this chart is the positive divergence, even going back to April, where you can see the MACD has been trending back towards that zero line. Finally did push through it. You can see both the signal line and the MACD in positive territory now. Typically that's a bullish sign and something that we look for. And what we'll want to see is that MACD holding positive territory and for this chart to break through this resistance. And in which case we'll probably see a nice move in the MACD to show a strengthening bullish trend. Worst case scenario, breaks back down. We'll look for a bounce off this trend line. Probably hold the bottom support again. And then again try for another move. Slow still, right around 50, pretty neutral reading. But on the upper half of the indicator is a bullish sign. But we'd certainly like to see a little distance between 50. Right there is pretty neutral. Similar look to the money flow index. You can see the 14 at 56. Again, it's bullish by being in the upper half, but being around 50 is a pretty neutral reading to momentum. That idea repeats itself with the relative strength index. See the 14 at 54. Probably the most commonly used gauge of momentum as far as technical indicators go. And that mark right there at 50 is basically your breaking point between bullish and bearish momentum. Now, when we looked at this chart here in August, there was a nice support set up right here around $1.20. And the stock did just barely dip below that, down to $1.14, $1.15. And with that, we'll reset that support just a skosh lower to those points. There is another support that came last month, down here when the stock touched $1.07. But I'm actually not going to look to that for a support point. I'll be watching that $1.20 area and this $1.14, $1.15. Because if it breaks through $1.20 and certainly through $1.14, the odds just lean towards the idea it's going to break through this $7 mark too, and potentially just make an even lower low. And right now I'm not really looking at this play with the idea of trying to come back down to support. That's, let's say, a worst case scenario. Right now we're looking for upward pressure to continue. So we're going to go ahead and set support right there at $1.14. Now I can see that there's also another support here now. It's been established. Right there about $1.25. It's been holding over the last few weeks. A point I really want to keep an eye on. To be ideal if it would hold that point, continue to make this little pattern of higher lows, and try and take a run at some resistance. That indeed runs up here to this $1.48 mark, but it really starts picking up right around $1.40. You can see tough spot for it to move through. That's really where the channel's been. Hasn't been able to close above that point, even these little times where it did try and break through. But the fact that it was testing it, momentum is still leaning towards the bullish side of things. That's the point I'll be looking for. This chart try and bust through. Gonna meet some more resistance up here at these old lows of $1.60. But I really don't see a heavy resistance until up here at these recent highs like $2.39. This was $2.42. And even going back when that general area was an area of support. Right through there. Volume's not an issue in this play. Turned over 1.7 million shares in Tuesday trading. Closed at $1.34, up $2.29. Little bit of a recovery after 3 straight down days. Actually, that $1.34 mark is the exact same point we talked about it back in August. We're just going to continue to watch the progression of this, see if Zogenix is finally finding a true bottom, and see if it's going to try and make a move going forward. But as always, merely my interpretation of the ZGNX chart. I'm not a financial consultant. Strongly encourage you to do your own proper due diligence. Consult with a qualified financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Please visit the allpennystocks.com website to view the full disclaimer disclosure, and do not base any investment decisions on any material found on the website and/or its video chart. No person employed by All Penny Stocks is a registered investment advisor or licensed broker-dealer. Thank you for watching. Trade smart.